Hey, in this video, we are going to create this keyword research tool, which will show you all the relationships between different keywords. You should be able to increase the node sizes and everything. So you will be giving a main keyword as input, and then it will do the whole research for you. You will see all the keywords, parent keyword, child keywords, their relationship, and you can visualize them in a 3D graph. So this is what we are going to build in this video. Stay tuned. Hey, what's up everyone? This is Alizaib, and in this video we are going to automate keyword research. And we will be using Claude for this. So let's get started. It will be Claude Code. So all you have to do is make sure you have Claude Code to follow with the process. And I'm going to create a folder called it keyword research automation. So it's very simple process. All you have to do is give a few prompts and Claude will automate the whole process for you. So I'm going to open Visual Studio Code because we will be using that. It's easier to look at the code and see how everything is going on and see the process. So first let's open up the terminal, and here you need to log in Claude. So we're going to log in it. Uh, that's it. So now we have Claude over here. So what you have to do is give the prompts and start working. We need to build this in Python. So I'm going to tell the Claude I need to do keyword research and I want to automate it using Python. So make sure you are adding Google suggestion keywords and every other parent child. We also need API call so that if I need to call it through API, I can do. So this will be kind of whole system where we will be having option for API calling as well. So now it is in plan mode. So it's going to do the whole planning, how this needs to be implemented. It will take like 5 to 10 minutes, and then you should be able to see the whole plan, and then we will be implementing it. So it's really easy. All you have to do is properly give all the inputs. So now we have like options where you use Google Ads API as well. So it will add keywords from Google Keyword Planner, or you can use Surf API. That's also good for searching, or you can use free version, but it will be limited. So it's totally up to you. If you select Google Ads API, you have to create a API key from your Google Cloud Console and then go over that. So let's first implement free one, and if we feel like we need to add API key, we will move to API key. Now the second is fast API. We can use that because that's good. And Flask is also good, but fast API is easy because you have a lot of Python scripts and you can like build a lot of them and then have a front end on top of it. So fast API I think is the best option to do it. And then for the export, we will be using both JSON plus API, CSV and JSON API. So that's it. So submit the answer. So it will take a little bit of time, and then it will give you the whole plan for it and then implement it for you. Let's wait for it to complete this and then move forward from here. Let's see. So now it's asking me, because we don't have pip3 installed in this folder, so it will ask me to install that because it needs to create all the files over here. And one thing we need to make sure whenever we are giving any API keys, we need to put it in .env file so that it's not directly hard coded in the code itself. So, but for this right now, we don't have to add any API because we are using the free version. Now it's asking me to allow Claude to fetch the content from GitHub and full stack optimization, because these are the sources from where it takes free scripts that can scrape Google. For the paid ones, you need to have an API key, but for free one, there are like very good GitHub repositories where people have implemented Google scrapers. So they still get blocked sometimes, but again, if you implement proxy into it, then of course it's very difficult to get blocked because you keep changing the proxy and you can access the information. So it's actually doing the research on the back end, and it's going to take all the data and implement the most useful one. For example, this oxylabs.io is actually proxy provider. So it's reading a blog article where how people scrape from Google and get all the data. So the research you manually have to do, Claude is doing it for you, Claude Code. So let's wait further to get it completed. So depending upon the complexity of the code, it's going to take that much time. So if you have very complex project and you want to build something very complex, it will take 20 to 30 minutes, maybe sometime an hour to do the research and everything. But this is not too much complex. So it should be done in 5 to 10 minutes, and then it will show us the whole plan, and we will, if we need to change something in the whole plan, we will change it. Otherwise, we will tell it to implement it for us and then see how the results are. So I build these custom automations. If you need any custom automation for your company, you can contact me under the details in this video and we can work together. Okay, so now it's done with the research. Now you can see it's writing a final plan for us. Once we have a plan, we will go through it and see how it is. Let's see what plan it's going to give us, because we are only using free resources. We are not using any API over here. Okay, so if you scroll, here is the plan. Keyword research tool, implementation plan, build a Python keyword research automation that expands keywords using free sources. Google autocomplete, people also ask. Related search, parent-child topics. Yep, I think this is good. These will be the files it will be implementing for us. These will be the scrapers that will scrape these, and then we will have these templates to see the results. This will be the API calls, because we need an API implementation as well if we need to fetch everything through API call, because I will be implementing multiple tools in this app, so it will be full-fledged app. And then core algorithm is here, anti-detection strategy, and web UI, and everything is here. So I'll say let's auto accept the edits and let's build it. So it will start to build the whole automation over here. So once it start to build, you will start to notice that there you will see a lot of Python files. Cloud Code will start to create them and do all the coding for you. Once everything is done, then we will run this and see how are the results. So let's wait for Cloud Code to implement everything. So these are all the things it needs to implement. It will start to cross everything which is implemented. It will install all the dependencies and everything required. So you can play around and see the files which are implemented with the process when it's actually working. These are all the requirements that it needs to install. So it will take about 10 minutes or so, I think, and then we can see the result for this. So right now you can see whatever is completed, it will mark that as complete, and whatever it's working on, it's showing that in this orange icon. So let's wait for another few minutes because it took a bit of 9 minutes to do the current implementation, and still three of them are remaining. So I think it will take a few more minutes and then we can test the application. So now we are on the last step, which is testing the application end to end. So before it give us the whole application, Claude Code is going to test all the API endpoints, all the front end and everything if that's working. If still there is any issue, we will always like check that ourselves and then resolve those issues. That's the main thing with the automation. So you can give the prompts and everything and it will build that for you, but the testing part and then fixing part is important. You need to test all of them and make sure everything is working fine as per your expectations so that we can use it properly. So that's the main thing you need to check. AI is going to check everything for you, do the QA, but it's not going to exactly follow your idea always. So you need to tweak it according to your own idea, according to your own needs. That's the main part when you're building these automations. So I think it's going to take a few minutes and then we will be able to see the output. And what I'm thinking, I'm going to implement one more thing in this automation, which is the relationship between the keywords. So when we are doing any keyword research, we have clusters, we have a parent topic, then child topics. These are basically relationships between the keywords and entities. So we might implement a visualization graph where we can see that and find the parent and child and all the sibling topics so that it's easier to use when we are writing the content. So we are going to do that as well. And so the testing is taking a little bit of time because we have all the API endpoints. It's actually testing those endpoints as well and generating some results and looking at the result because it's searching on web and it's getting the results from web application like Google search. When an automation is searching Google search, it may needs to make sure have some like delay between the requests so that it's not getting blocked and all that stuff. So now I think it's done and we should be able to use it. Let's see. It will be running on 8001 port. So yeah, now it's going to start the server in the back end. Now this is application where we will be opening our front end and see how it is. So I'm going to open up the browser for me. And okay, so we have it over here. I'm going to open that up. Okay, so it's giving an error when we are loading the server. So we are going to tell Claude that it's not working. I'm going to tell it restart the server again because both of the URLs are not working. So, okay, now it's working. These are all the API endpoints, which you can see where we can call and get the results and everything. And yep, and here, if we are going to restart it, this is our application. So let's say Python web scraping, we give this as an idea, we give it a country, we need related searches, and we need people also ask. So now it's starting research, and it's actually telling how many keywords are found so far. So its depth is one level. We can increase the depth over here, which is good. It will be kind of number of words in the keyword. It needs to follow one word, two word, or long tail keywords as well. So let's wait for it to give us some results and see how it is performing. And if it's not, then of course we are going to give our Claude Code inputs that we are not getting our desired results, so it needs to fix it. So yeah, let's wait for the results. As we know, the testing took about 50 or not 10 minutes, I think 10 to 12 minutes. So of course this is going to take 3 4 minutes or 5 minutes to give us all the results and everything. So let's wait for it to give us the results. So I have waited about like 5 to 7 minutes so far. It doesn't give me anything so far. So maybe the API is working, but front end is not properly fetching the details on that. So I think we need to implement one more thing, which is showing us what's happening and how much the percentage, so that we know how much it's going to take and all that details. So what I'm going to do is tell it to implement that as well. I need to see what's happening every time. We need to add percentage as well, how much it's remaining and how much it's complete, because it keeps loading right now and I have no idea. So so it's going to update that for us right now. I'm going to close this instant and only use that one. So now it's actually adding real-time progress. So this will actually tell us what's actually happening, and we don't have to actually wait. One more thing we need to implement is also save the results over here so that they are not getting lost. So I'm going to refresh and just wait for it to get implemented, and then again search it so that we will know what's happening every single second. And it's also easier to debug because you can see the logs, what's happening, and then you can tell AI if there is an issue. It's actually boring to do these automations. You have to talk with AI, see the results, find the issues, then again tell what are the issues, solve it. So that's how you automate things. It's totally normal and it's totally boring how it is happening right now. This is exactly how you build good automations. So so now it's also implementing in the API these updates so that we can get what's happening every single time. Now it's actually updating the front end as well. You can keep reading the instructions over here. It will exactly tell you what's happening. Even when you're giving a prompt, you can tell Claude Code to keep giving you the progress and everything what is happening in full detail if you want to know in details. And then you should be able to see everything on the runtime. But one thing you need to make sure is you don't give it like all the permissions to do all the changes. You need to make sure it asks you questions, and then on basis of that you select the answer and tell it what you need to do. So now Claude is actually, it has restarted the server and now it's actually testing the API call. which is slash research. And the seed keyword is SEO tools. So it's doing the research using the SEO tool keyword. And what we can do, we can start our own research as well. So it it it's also showing the one which we are doing right now, which is in progress. But let's wait for it to get completed, because when I restarted the server, it actually didn't restart it. It keeps on loading the page, because on the back end, I think it's just running one research. So what we can do is make it multi-threaded so that it can handle multiple requests as well. Of course, you need to make sure there is limitation on Claude API as well. You cannot send too much requests at a time, but three, four, five threads can work on this. So if you implement multi-threaded, make sure those are not like hundreds of threads at a single time. Let's wait for it to get completed. Okay, so it ran some tests and it took about like 20 minutes or so. And after running all of those tests and restarting the server, now server is up and running again. And our previous uh, keyword research that we started is complete. You can see we have 310 keywords. It's not showing us the results, but let's start that again, because now it should start. And we can say, let's say we say Python automation. We just say that and get it going. Now the thing is, it's going to show all the sorry, all the parts, what it's doing, what it's performing, how much it's done with the percentage. So it's going to send about 1,000 requests, and now it's on Python automation with checking all the keywords with GH. So it's basically ABC adding with the keyword and getting all the suggestions from Google. So now it totally makes sense. It's actually going to take 10 to 15 minutes when it's going to do all of those testing along with other keywords. So it's one person done, and yeah, that's what it's going to do. So let's stop it over here, restart this page. It's going to be in progress. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to tell it two more things. Make sure to save all the data of research so that we don't lose it, and also make a graph showing parent and child relationship of these keywords. We need a 3D visualization graph for this. Okay, so now it's going to save everything and also do a 3D graph so that it's easy to visualize. So let's let's wait for it to update the code, add that functionality, and then we will restart the research. But the thing is, like, this is going to get completed as well. It's going to get saved, so we might don't have to restart the research. We might see the graph with this output. Let's see how it goes. It is going to take 10 to 20 minutes, and let's wait for it. So let's see how it goes. So this time I have did a little bit of changing. I'm telling Claude Code, let me test it through the front end, and you don't have to test it through the API. So it's going to run the server, and then I'm going to test it myself and see how are the results. Because so far all the research we done, they are done through API call, but now let's do it through directly through this user interface. So now it's going to take some time, about 20 minutes or so, 15 or 20. And let's see how it goes. I think this will work now, and we will have a 3D graph and everything. And then, of course, later on we will implement brief generation, content generation through this. But again, let's first complete this part and let's wait for it to get completed. It's actually searching all the letters from ABC first. So now it's actually searching for the questions in Google, plus it will search for related keywords after that. So 4% is done so far. Now it's good because it's actually showing us the percentage, and which totally makes sense. It's taking 10 to 20 minutes. So now you can see we are done with the research 18%, and it's going like doing its research for depth one. Depth one means we have our main keyword and then one word, which is the parent, and then anything after that is going to be with ABC soup. It's going to be its child keywords. So so that's how it's going to do the research. So if you increase the depth, it's going to take longer to complete the whole research, but it's trying to cover every single keyword and every single research. So it has found like around 555 keywords so far, which is pretty good, and I think we can use them in a very good way in our briefs and research and everything. So yeah, let's wait for it to get completed. So it's 71% done, and you can see we have about 1070 keywords, which is pretty much good. So what we are going to do is, okay, so it's complete now, and the good thing is we can see all the keywords and everything over here, the question, suggestion, and everything. That's how it's showing us. If you want to see in the table, we can see what type of question it is and how it was searched, and then you can download the CSV. We have this CSV over here, so that is good. So CSV has everything about that keyword. And now the next thing is looking at 3D graph. So let's see how it's going to show us the 3D graph. It's loading. Maybe it will take some time because it's building. Okay, so it says D3 not defined. Go home. So let's open that up again and try to load that. It's giving the same error. No worries, we have this Claude code to solve the error. Let's see how it's going to solve it. Okay, so this dependency is missing, so it's going to just install that for us. Okay, so now it's saying do that again, and okay, I have refreshed the page and it's actually showing us all the clusters and everything, which is looking pretty much good. Let me try this with my mouse, and these are all the clusters. This is the main seed keyword, which is Python automation, and then you can see in this we have this second cluster where you can see the main keyword as Python automation testing, and then we have all the related keywords. So that's the keyword research we have done, and we can easily visualize over here. And it's Python automation download, and then some of them have more keywords, some of them has less, but if we look at over here we can see the relation as well. So this is pretty much good. The visualization is working as well. Now you can increase or decrease the distance between them so that these looks good, and node size can be also increased or decreased. I think this one's looking good. So yeah, that's good. The graph is good. I really liked it. You have all the option to actually change the filters, questions, and everything. So, yep, that's good. You can do the depth and everything, all the filters. So, yeah, graph is good. I liked it. And then you can look at the table view, you can look at the other view, and you can download. So this is the automation we have built, and it's looking good. I think it's good. So, yeah. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video and tutorial. In next video, we will be using this keyword research and then doing the briefs, and then we will write content and publish it. So it will be kind of trying to automate the whole publishing and writing system and everything. So don't forget to subscribe. And if you're looking for help with automation in your company, how you can automate your own processes, I can help you with. You can book a meeting with me. You can find the link in the description, and I'll see you in next video.